Brent, I'd love to hear from you about your organization, how you guys have really met the needs, the changing needs of your employees, and then also how you've needed to support the leaders and managers within your organization during this time.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Layla. It's great to be here with you. And I am, as you said, Brent Tignor. I'm the CHRO of Balchem Corporation. And so the in this storm, the Balchem boat has been about continuing to operate on a daily basis through this on site. So the majority of our employees are in our manufacturing sites, and we are an essential business. We produce food and nutrition ingredients that truly are essential in the food chain and in nutrition products that are in various supplements and things that are geared towards boosting the immune system, fortifying the immune system, which obviously has been incredibly important, especially these last several months. So, we've had roughly 75% of our employees going into our factories every day for the last 6+ months. That has obviously created an immense amount of challenges in terms of, first and foremost, ensuring the safety of our employees. Because if you can't go to zero risk, otherwise there's other downsides to that, to everyone involved. So we can't do that. But what we can do is create an environment that communicates, one, that we do care about your safety. And part of that is being very disciplined and holding people accountable if they are not following those guidelines that we have in place, safety measures that are in place. So that's kind of been the first, thing that comes to mind is ensuring the safety of our employees. And I think our employees have risen to that challenge and have been disciplined. And I think we've seen the results of that, and in the sense of keeping our factories healthy. We've had cases here and there, but we've not had any major outbreaks or anything like that. So that's been kind of the most significant challenge we've faced. And then you take it from there, and that obviously creates a lot more stress on the individual, especially those that are having to come in every day. Especially early days when we didn't know anything about what COVID was, how was this going to impact us. If you saw someone sneeze, you would freak out. You didn't know what to think. And so that people have become a little bit more, I guess, if you want to call it, comfortable with it. But especially in early days, we're all flying blind through this. And so we just tried to communicate as much as we possibly could around what we knew, being transparent with employees. So if we ever did have a positive case, we were out in front of it, communicating it proactively, not leaving anything to the rumor mill, and being very clear about what we knew and what we didn't know. I think we spent a lot of time, since all of us that were very heavily involved in managing this day to day, because we have essentially, if you want to call it, a coronavirus task force team that is, neck deep in all of this information. So as we're learning it, we're sharing it with our organization. And so I think a lot of feedback that we received was, thank you for educating me on what you know and what you've learned, because I'm trying to learn myself. And so I think that part of communication has been incredibly important. I think that one thing we've learned, kind of to sum it up, is around communication and the importance of that. And so, for example, I mentioned about us being an essential business. Our story as a company and the important role that we play hasn't changed. It's not like that just became important once COVID hit. That's always been the case. But I think one thing that this highlighted was, we should do a better job of telling this story every day, not just because we're in the middle of a pandemic, because it's a great story to tell. And I think we're all doing things that add a lot of value to the world. And so while we did do some of that, I think this has highlighted how much more of it we need to do to communicate the importance of the role that we play in food and nutrition. I think the other thing has been around mental health. Obviously, mental health has been a major topic of conversation, particularly over the last few months with the impact of COVID. All of us have been, either it's because we've been cooped up, or it's because we've been dealing with the stress of going in to work every day. Whatever it is, everyone is dealing with an increased level of mental stress, not to mention the physical, obviously, challenges. And so, we have had tools in place and virtual tools to assist with mental health all along. And yes, we did talk about it, but not to the degree that we are today. And so I think that's the other thing that we have learned through this is, those type of services and benefits that we have for employees, get out in front of that and be more proactive, because it is an increasing need out there, even outside of a pandemic. And so I think that through this, that's been our biggest learning, is these things that we've seen be beneficial during COVID are going to continue to be beneficial once this is behind us. And I think it's helped us see that more clearly, and will guide us going forward.
Incredible. And what a point of pride for all of your employees around this clarity of how essential your business is and how important each of them really can be and are.